Welcome to Keyframers, the animated collaborative coding live stream where we bring imaginative user interfaces to life. I'm your host, Stephen Shaw, but you may know me as @Shashaw.
And I'm your host, David Khourshid, also known as @DavidKPiano.
And together we are coding compadres, animation amigos, Boolean buddies, and keyframe companions.
Yeah, we'll be creating an animation, as always, from scratch live using HTML and CSS today.
That's right, shouldn't need any JavaScript for this one.
Nope, not allowed.
This show is not made possible by JavaScript, but is made possible by your support. So you can pledge at patreon.com/keyframers to help us keep the lights on, and you can find some additional links down below for other ways to support us.
Yeah, and feel free to ask any questions, as always, while we do this animation, so I don't get bored. Kidding. But yeah, reach out on the Twitch chat or the YouTube comments. Yeah, this doesn't seem like it'll be very boring, but we might get done pretty quickly. Yeah. This is something that I have been interested in a long time, which is transform origin, just because it enables a lot of really fun things.
That's right. Yeah, I made a animation earlier that helps illustrate kind of what transform origin can do. Let me get that pulled up here, sorry. And I'll share that in the chat. Yeah, made this late last week, showcasing what the different states of transform origin can do. So just using all the default kind of values of top and bottom, left, center, right, all that, showing all of that, and yeah, you can see how it makes such a big difference compared to center, where it's a cool little pinwheel effect, I guess. But the dramatic change from bottom right and top left is quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
And this week's animation, we'll just go ahead and dive right in here. Loading animation concept on Google Style by Pedro Aquino. I believe is how you'd pronounce that. So we've got a lot of tumbling boxes here.
Yeah, in fact, it looks pretty complex.
It does seem rather complex.
So how could we simplify this? Like, there seems to be a lot going on.
Yes. So one of the things I did to help make this a little easier to understand. Sorry if our levels are off. I'm having there we go. One of the ways that this can be made easier to understand is by nullifying the rotation. So I just dropped this into After Effects, and I'm not an After Effects person by any means, but I took this in there and did some very basic just resetting of the rotation, right? Image stabilization, so that you can see exactly what's happening. So let's watch in real time. It's just kind of this slide back and forth of the red and green, and then tumbling out of the yellow and green.
Well, it looks so much simpler when it's stabilized like that.
It really does. So I think we can build it in this kind of stabilized state first to get all of those box movements put together, and then bring it back into this rotating kind of view that we'll have to get the timing of just right.
Yeah. So speaking of timing, we both play instruments, right?
That's true.
So when I was looking at this, and this is just an important skill for anyone doing animations and trying to recreate complex animations like this, is learning to subdivide it in beats. And so not just thinking of it in terms of seconds, like oh, this is 1 second and then 2 seconds, because that's going to be really difficult when you have to change the timing of your animation.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead, you want to try subdivide that in beats. So
That's right. So this feels like an 8 count. Two measures or so.
yeah, I would say it's an 8 count. So, and I would say just one measure. So basically what I'm talking about is you have like in beats like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so the main things are happening on beats like 1, 3, and 6. So you could see on beat 1, it's the best way to describe this. So like on beat 6, that's when it goes out to the full Y, I like to call it.
Yeah.
You know, where the blue and the green are out?
Yes.
And then so the other events happen like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. I don't know. Close enough. We'll play around with it.
Yeah, it might be a 6, a kind of 6/8. Because it does have kind of a swing to it. It feels like that might feel a little. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it in 6.
5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
And we could tweak the timings too. That's
right. We'll of course not actually be measuring it in beats because there's no. Hey, thanks for following, Juniors. There's no actual beat unit in CSS yet.
Yeah, but we could fake it.
Right. All right. All right. So you've got our ID app. Equals.
Yeah. So let's make 4 boxes and let's give them some colors too, just so that we could identify them.
Yes. So using the handy emit feature in CodePen, where we're putting this all together, and then we can say red. Let's start off with blue, red, yellow, green. How's that feel? And then let's name this boxes instead of container. That's a little funner.
Did you know that when you debug something in Sass or less, it does show up in the console? So.
What do you mean?
So over here on line 11, I have a debug statement. So I just made a little B, and B is for beats, I guess.
Oh, hold
it's just
on.
gonna make things easier.
I'm not seeing what you're typing here. Refresh. Okay.
Try reloading.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it now. Well, that knocked out what I was doing. Box times 4. There we go. And then.
Yeah, let's make the app. Let's say.
Red.
20 view min. Heights. Font size 20. Why do you do that? There's no.
Yes, there is. David.
Other.
David. All right. So we'll do boxes, display, grid. Oh, good gravy. That's gonna be.
Actually, that's pretty small anyway. So. There we go.
Okay. Display grid, grid template 2/2. Is that what we want?
I think so. Yeah.
And
Grid
then
template columns, grid template rows. Yep.
Let's just do background. Border solid 1 pixel red. It's always the right debugger. And do we? Let's drop app. We don't need app. Let's just get our boxes here. Go. Okay. My grid does not seem to have worked.
So what I like to do is be verbose. So grid template columns is going to be
Yeah,
So now we have our grid.
yes.
And FR stands for, I don't know, free space or fractional unit or French or something.
Frame?
Yeah,
One frame.
it's just a unit, just like a flexible unit.
A
So in the
flexible
chat, you
box,
could
if you will.
definitely correct me on what they're supposed to be.
All right,
So
I'm just gonna get them all colored here. Red, and you can, yeah, you can totally
green.
green. We can
so
we can totally fix these colors, but
these are the exact colors that are used.
yes.
I think we're pretty spot on for that.
If you want to get that, boxes, I'm going to give a background of just a slight gray so that we can see that. Yeah, we'll leave an outline on it for now. And just regular yellow. I like that. Whoa, is that really the color?
Yeah, I think so.
Get that.
Oops. All right, so let's play around with this B function.
Whoa.
So we could how are you getting a different yellow than me?
Well, I think I'm pulling from the MPEG, so.
Oh, okay.
All right.
In our box, yeah, we don't really have to do anything. So that's one of the beauties of CSS Grid. It's just, it's right there. So,
right.
Pretty awesome.
Right, so add my little divider here. Keyframes. So we'll need individual animations for all of them, correct? I don't think any of them recycle the same exact movement.
So let me just demonstrate my B function. So let's say we want something to happen on B1. So we could just do B1 here, and then like transform translate X, just for example, like 100%.
Yes, and I'll get that plugged in. Let's go ahead and set a duration up here of something like 4 seconds for now. Actually, we'll do 3 seconds, and that'll help us count the beats.
Yeah.
And then blue animation, blue anim, duration, ease, infinite. Oh, you're gonna set it up there? Ah, okay, yes, that is a good way to handle it, because then down here we can just set the actual animation name.
Yeah, and then we could animation iteration count infinite. You wonder why they just didn't call it animation iterations, but iteration counts, that's fine.
That's right.
Or animation easing instead of animation timing function. So
all right, I'll get the basics of the other animations set up just in terms of
okay,
setting those.
So yeah, basically this B function, it just uses the SAS percentage function, and so we have a total of 6 speeds, and so it's just going to find the percentage of whatever number you pass in divided by 6. So 1 divided by 6 is points. Geez, I don't know, 1313. I'm gonna cheat and figure it out.
Oh, found a hidden shortcut. What? Stop that.
Well, that's funny. Compiled CSS doesn't work. Whatever.
Yeah, when you were toggling over to it, it was toggling over for me. No, I had that.
Yeah.
Happen. All right, and then yellow. Yeah.
So the blue one starts at negative y, then oh, but it has that transform radius. Okay. Had to figure that out. Or sorry, transform origin.
That's right. So yeah, let's go back to the written version here. All right, so on beat 2, we've got a rotate, basically 0.25 turn from transform origin top right for blue.
Yeah.
On
I think so.
B2. So we'll do that there, and then transform, rotate. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong spot. There you are. Yeah, B2. All right, we'll do transform, translate y, negative 100%, rotate, 0.25 turn. Let's see what that looks like. Yep.
But it also translates to x at the same time.
It does. It does. So
Though I'm not sure this is going to work. Oh, wait, no, it does work. There we go. Yeah. And then it goes back on. Wait, so is that 2?
let's do B2.
So I really think that's B1. And then.
Oh yeah, the initial state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so 4, it's going to be back to 0. And it's going to rotate back. So it's going to go back to 0. Oops.
Huh.
That didn't work.
That did not.
Oh, wait, because I'm doing...
Okay, let's take that off here. Okay, that's... I think it's just our beat 5 that's throwing things off. Let's do B.
So we just got to make sure that... Or actually... All right, it doesn't start falling down at all, really. No, so technically it doesn't.
Right, it just spins back.
Right, so in that case, our translate y is going to stay the same.
Right.
And so our rotation, and we'll explain this in a bit too. So our rotation is going to do.
Is that beat 2 or beat 3?
Of course, the transform origin is going to still be the bottom right.
Is it so slow?
Oh, rotate here. Let's just test that.
Ah, there we
go. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So now we have to rotate it like negative 0.25 turn.
Well, no, it stays flat.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Check it out.
Well, kind of.
Nope, that's it. Because you see it goes on that corner, and everything happens on that corner. So
you're right. Okay.
So now we just have to. It just basically stays there.
So and then slides back up on beat 5.
I think so. Beat 5 or beat 6. Well, let's just do beat 5. And then
we can just copy it from up here.
Yeah. Of course we'll tweak the timings later. Oops. Oops.
There you go. Translate what? Oh, you've still got it at beat 0. There we go. All right. Oh, beat 6, I guess. Yeah, because that should be
Mm-hmm.
the final beat. Huh.
Oh, right, because what's happening right now is it's rotated still. And so we need to we need to sneakily unrotate it. And we need to do it like in an instant. And so this is where we use the step timing function, which is going to be hairy.
I don't know that that's necessary, because what we can do here, so beat 2, this, translate. So yeah, we actually want it 0 and 0, right? Beat 2.01. Yeah, there you go. Done and done.
Just to be sure. But typically, you would use the step timing function in order to do it like in the cleanest way possible. But we don't do things clean here.
Who's got time for clean when you're live streaming?
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So we got
I think
red,
blue is done. Red
is done. Right.
Is done. Yeah. And okay. So should we do green?
Yeah. Let's do green.
I think so. Green slides over with red at the same beat.
Where's the green one?
Right below red.
Aha.
Okay, so,
right, so
beat 2.
I think green is one of the crazy ones.
Beat 2, we need.
And green's transform origin is going to be the top left. So.
Hold on. Are you making? Okay, there you are.
Yeah.
Okay, beat 1. Oh.
And then it sort of has a half swing.
This needs to be weird. Beat 0 and then beat 1. There we go. Okay. And then beat 2, it's back translated out. 2.
So we're gonna have to have a 1, 2, 3. All right, yeah, because green does a little swingy thing.
Oh yeah, it's swinging as it goes back.
Yeah. So 1, and so on 2 it goes translate X again, and then it rotates, and then I don't know if it's beat 2. Actually, we'll do beat 3, and we could always fix this later if it's wrong. What's this text replace thing?
Yeah, I think that was a auto expand.
Rotate, and then it's going negative 0.25 turn. I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably.
So
I'm getting a.
well, so B2 as red comes out, it rotates in. It rotates clockwise. So we have a rotate.
Oh, okay.
Let's say 0.25 turn. Except it's not 0.25. It's more like 0.2.
Yeah, I'm getting a compilation error. Do you know what? Okay, B3.
Oh, because I forgot this squiggly boy.
Squiggly.
Yeah, so there we go. We're getting there.
Yeah, I think on beat 3 it's just rotate back to 0, and then this probably a little more subtle there. 1 5, sure. Okay, let's go back and compare.
Wait, it goes up though.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay.
Let's make sure we have our transform origins everywhere.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, this transform, or yeah, so I guess we have to keep that translate X over there. Is the timing right there? Not sure. And rotate X. It goes like really fast to
right. It's almost like be 4.5.
like you see like there's that
Right.
frame where it instantly goes like
right. It snaps. Yeah. Let's see.
So what I'm thinking it does is it rotates all the way and then it immediately starts sliding to the right.
Yeah.
Hmm. 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's a tricky one. I'm gonna start on yellow.
Okay.
Because yellow seems really easy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And since yellow mirrors green, I might get some insight for green.
Let's go 4. Rotate 0.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Translate.
Origin. Top left. Oops, went the wrong way. Wait a minute, no, I thought I went the right way.
What it's doing? Snap. Whoa.
Nailed it. How'd that happen? All right, so it's more than 0.25.
Let's see.
It's not going the right way.
6.
That's really weird.
Okay. Are you trying to do more than 360 degrees of a turn?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, that can present problems. Sometimes it just goes the shortest route, I feel like.
I feel like it shouldn't. I mean, obviously it shouldn't, but whether I do negative or positive, it's going the wrong way. Oh wait, no, now it's going the right way.
Yeah,
No, now it's
negative is what you want. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
yeah.
and then it's just down here with this beat. It's going. I'm trying to set back to 0. So yeah.
Right, but it needs
Right,
to
you need
this
to do it like
full
negative
270,
-10.
and then so
degrees,
like
so it goes back down.
E4, E6.
Yeah, that's
Nope.
that's strange.
So we need to force it to go the other way. But I mean, it should do that. So let's do the turn thing again. So 0.75 turn. How is this easier with the other ones? I mean,
right. It seemed like
it feels
yellow
like
would be the.
it's misbehaving for this one. It's doing some weird stuff. So none. Okay, see what happens. Hmm.
getting some just weird some weird rotations overall.
Okay. Transformed negative 0.01 term. Let's see what happens there. Let's see if it behaves that time. All right, because no, it's not doing what I want it to do.
Try just replacing the beats with something. I mean, it shouldn't be.
That's not going to be the issue.
Maybe 2.
Maybe it's that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the wrong way. But I wonder why is that the wrong way? Because it's going counterclockwise, even though it's a turn.
Right.
So, and it should be clockwise.
Now it's not rotating at all.
You know what? It might be the translate X that was there. Yeah, it totally was. That translate X was sort of twisted.
We've run into that quite a few times now, where a
so there we go. Yeah, so now
there's a difference in the number of transform functions.
All right, so this is definitely a 0.4 turn. It doesn't go all the way. Or 0.45, I guess. But let's look at the timing for the green, because the green sort of snaps back. So yeah, let's go back to the green now. So we could say at beat 4, that's when it has to go back.
More like beat 5-ish.
Well, so it's in sync with the yellow one, or at least it should be.
Well, hold on. Let's do this.
Oh, because you're doing like a beat 3.5.
Yeah, that can change. It's just with how fast it all spins. There's like that snap that happens, so it's almost like on an upbeat.
Right. Yeah. What if we? That's closer.
Yeah, that can work. And then we can just play with the easing.
Yeah, and so the weird thing is that when green snaps back, like that 4.01, then it immediately shoots out. So we could say beat 4.1 and beat, let's just say 5. So let's see what happens there. Oops, nothing.
Yeah, it would be more like this as beat 5.
Ah, right.
Or beat like 4.5.
It goes quick there.
Yeah, and then it needs to carry over to beat 6. Let's go back to the original.
All right, so now we just have to coordinate the blue with the green.
Oh,
I feel like this is sort of a puzzle game.
4.5 to 6.
Okay.
For blue.
Got it. So let's go back to blue. And yeah, so I guess that should be 4.5. And then this is beat 5 and beat 6, I think. Yeah, that works with the timing. Yeah, close.
Yeah, this needs to be 4.5. That needs to be 4.
Okay, now there's a weird pause. So I guess
Yeah, I think
what
what it
that means is we could
is
get
the
rid of that 6.
well, so we're starting from beat 0 and going to beat 6. So we're actually doing a
So
little bit.
this beat 6 should be at beat 5, and so should this one.
Well,
Probably.
I think we're still going to end up with a pause, right?
All right, looking back at the original animation. So we do have a pause. Oh, wait, yeah, you're right. So are beat 1 and beat 0 the same? Or sorry, beat 6 and beat 0 the same for those?
Well, what we might need to do is add 1 in your percentage function, right? That might be the same issue. Because
right, so here, let's change it back to beat 6, right?
right. So math wise, dividing 100% up by 6 would be pop quiz. Does it help? 16.667. But
I think I screwed up.
But
something.
if zero is included, 0% is kind of our first beat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's actually by 5. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
And then our
Well,
our
what happens to
last,
the yellow?
yeah, it's because it's going to beat 6 there. So there we go. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, and so like we could see how we could use timing functions to sort of smooth out that going to the top, so it
Right.
just doesn't stop suddenly. And that's just because the default easing, it's a sort of sudden stop, and that's why I don't like using the default easings for that.
Yeah.
And so to remedy that, over in box instead of ease in, we could have my sign easing. So cubic Bezier. We might need to tweak that.
Yeah. Make it a little more dramatic.
Well, all right, so here we're gonna have an ease in, where ease in is like it's speeding up, and so that's going to be cubic Bezier. That's 0.50, 0.50, like 0.50, then like 1.5. Then ease out is sort of the opposite. That's going to be 0.5. I'm trying to do this all mentally, so I might be wrong. And then 0.51. And then ease is just cubic Bezier. That's a symmetric one, so 0.5051. So and so the reason is because, like, for example, when the green shoots out, that's more of a ease out type of thing. And so we just have to figure out when that happens, which is like the very last one, I believe. Yeah, and so we do animation timing function ease out. So let's see what happens there. I mean, we could play around with that. That's yay. Oops. 0, 1, 0, 1. Let's see what that is. Nope. Let's see. Or maybe not.
Well, I think we're really going to need to play with them as we get the spinning. We might want to do that first.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. It's a funny easy. Okay, yeah. So now let's do that the entire box spinning. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah. So I've got that up at the up at line 37.
All right, so this one, it's going to be...
Yeah, it actually starts at like 0.25 or so. Shouldn't that just be 0.25? Oh, and
probably.
Sorry, we need boxes. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Negative.
Yeah, so 0.125 is because it's at a sort of a negative 45-degree angle.
Right.
So. And then, all right, so when blue comes in, it sort of goes to
gift scrubber.
To like 2 turns. So I think that's around here. Let's see how that looks. Too much?
We're debugging. It's
yeah. So we have to time it with everything. So, here let's
that.
So it starts off at that negative 0.125, and then it rotates to... I'm trying to figure out where it's at its resting. So it's at its resting when all the boxes are together. So that's right before blue and green shoot out. So
yes.
Where are those? When do blue and green shoot out?
That's beat 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah.
Okay. So 4. So yeah, that should actually be 4.5 then. Whoa.
Plus, yeah.
Yeah. So it goes to there, and then it does another, how many turns? It does like a quarter turn.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it doesn't
right.
do a
just
quarter turn.
Back
it goes
back to the start value here.
Right, but since it's rotating the other way, we have to say it.
No, it
goes to negative 1.125. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
and then,
right.
And then we have to sneakily,
yeah, you're right.
do the quick change thing.
Well, so, it actually shouldn't matter because it'll be the end of the animation, so it'll loop back around instantly. That actually may not.
1.125 turn. Let's see what happens. Maybe not.
Do that as 5. Yep. Yeah, 5 is 100%, so anything more than 5 was breaking it. Okay, let's compare that.
Well, yeah, so the problem is that
there is kind of a bounce to the rotation at around beat 3 before it continues into the resting state.
I wonder why it spins back so fast. Shouldn't be doing that.
5 is 100%.
Oh, you changed the beats to 5.
Right.
Wait
Because
a
we're
minute.
starting at 0. Yeah.
Okay, that makes a whole. See, I was thinking 6.
Yeah. So this should actually be 4, maybe.
Oh, okay. So yeah, do like a. Now let's go to boxes again.
Yeah, that's feeling pretty good.
I don't like the whole shifty thing at the end.
Yeah,
the box.
The timing should definitely be.
So yeah, what we could do there is sort of smooth it out by let's make this like 3.7. Just give it a little. But it also does like a little pause thing. So 5 is 100%, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Let's see. So I'm guessing we don't need this. And let's make this 3.4. Magic numbers everywhere.
Yeah. Probably a little bit more than 3.4.
What happens if we do an experiment here? That actually feels more natural.
Yeah. It does have that slight pause in the original animation, but like right when they're bouncing, like the bouncing is supposed to kind of trigger. Yeah, it's actually kind of a physicsy rotation.
Yeah. So I actually have an idea for that, and this is sort of an interesting thing.
JavaScript.
So no, so we put this boxes thing inside an app. Like, so the container we got rid of, we're going to add that container back. And I'll show you why. So the app thing, we're gonna give it all right, so we give it the same animation information, all of that, and animation name, box container. So, and I guess I'll put it at the bottom here, wherever box this is.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, app animation name, box container, and then keyframes, box container. So here's what we're gonna do. Have you ever, well, actually you probably have, like when a car is accelerating, right? Or like when a tire is spinning and you sort of like put your finger on it or you tap on the brakes a little and it affects the acceleration, but that's a secondary effect. It's like the tires are still moving at the same speed, but there's another force that's acting against that. And so you're going to get like that shift. And so what we could do over here, like, bear with me, this might work.
Bearing.
So B0, we have transform none, and same with B5. Actually, I could just put this over here. B5, transform none.
Mm-hmm.
And we could also say B3, transform none, and B4. This is just an experiment. And so at B3.5, we're going to give it the slightest rotation. Transform, rotate, points, I don't know, 0.05 turn. You see that pause?
Yeah.
So we just have to time that right. And so, how's that feel?
Could probably be a little bit more.
Okay. Crank it up to 0.4.
What do you think?
Maybe 0.3.
Maybe extend it out just a little bit.
Yeah. And so this is one of the beautiful things about these like layered animations, I like to call it, or these layered transforms, is that you could do things like this and not have to futz around with the keyframes.
Right.
So that's feeling pretty solid.
Yeah.
Right there. So let's I'm gonna up the duration and see what happens.
I need to be a little bit longer than that.
Okay. I mean, that feels pretty close to me.
Yeah, let me go back to the original. Yeah, you're probably right.
Part of me still feels like here.
Where are you?
So I still feel like we could really tweak those ending animations for that. So instead of translate y negative 100%, do like 99. Or I guess 95.
What is that for? The blue one? Oh.
I'm still here.
Okay. I'm not seeing much of a difference here from your 95%. Just getting it to slide in a little bit slower, I guess. Yeah. Or slide out a little bit slower. I don't know. That feels a little juddery to me. Like it's got a little bit of a step to it. Maybe if it's...
Yeah, we could tweak it a little more.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the idea is just like to get like sort of sliding.
Slowing down.
Over there. So
yeah, well what we could do is just extend out this animation a little bit more.
Okay, so what we do here, we have to do for the other one too. So
yeah.
Let's see. Which is the green one. Yeah, that feels a lot better.
Yeah.
Whatever that just was.
Yeah, so I just changed it from beat 4 to beat like 3.5, 3.75. So for green, we'll go back up, do this at 3.75, 3.76, and we'll see. Yeah, that might throw.
Why is green so much faster?
Well, because green has all those other things that it's doing, so this might need to be like 2.5. Yeah, that's gonna throw the syncing off with the yellow one. Let's do that again.
Hmm.
Yeah, why is the green one coming in faster? Oh, because we've got it snapping.
So 2 to
Yeah,
4.
so this is...
All right, so blue's doing 2 to 4. Green is doing... green's
Yeah,
doing
that...
3 to 4.
Right, I got it. It's
Okay.
that there, and then 3, 7, 6, 3.75, and go back up to blue. Modify this to 3.75. Yeah, how's that feel?
Give me 1 second. Yeah, that's smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty much exactly it.
Yeah, I think we got it. We can probably actually up the speed a little bit, and then let's see, what's our ease? Let's see. Yeah, so actually up the easing a little bit to make it feel just a little snappier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe even more than that. It's a little too much. Makes the rotation feel not as natural. What are you adding here?
I'm creating a quick visual over here. Let's see.
You know, actually, from my pen, I have a good solution for that.
Okay.
Let me copy that over.
Yeah.
So you just want that on boxes on the
Right,
box
for the
as
for the transform origin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's smart.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and we could do that on
Here, let me
on
I'll
body
play around
body
with the
hover.
style here. So border radius 50% because we like, and then border, we have a solid pixel, the white, background red.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bump that way up. Because
Cool.
yes.
But then we have to center them. so that was the only thing that they were really centered.
Right. That's why I didn't do the border radius, so you could just see it anchored in the corner of the square.
Oh, okay.
Just indicating like the rotation handle on Illustrator or whatever. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And then
well,
we
that's
could do
pretty
that.
visible.
We could do that on app hover. So that you get kind of a debug view there. Oh yeah, we talked about. We did talk about that.
Do this. Mm-hmm. Yes, we did.
All right.
So u equals 0. We do that. So we are using JavaScript, but only to illustrate something interesting. So.
Oh, you already gave it an ID. So go. I'll some styling for that.
Oh, what's our step? Step 0.1.
0.01. So you get a real fine stepping. So do that at the top. We'll have our little keyframe steel bottom.
Okay, so we're adding this scrub CSS variable.
Yes.
And what's cool with this is since we defined our animation duration for everything, we could also define our animation delay.
Mm-hmm.
So we could do calc. Is -1?
Yes. -1 times duration times scrub.
I think that's right.
Going from 0 to, yeah. Yeah. We set it default value up on root of scrub 0. Yeah.
Well, that works.
Yep.
I just don't like our step.
Right. That's why I say do the step of like 0. Yeah. 0.001. Yeah. So you get a real smooth stepping.
Wow.
Yeah.
Green sock, eat your heart out. This was easy.
It's no green sock dev tools, but it's pretty nice. And then we could also set a okay, so watch this. Document.body.style.set property dot paused dot play state. Do this as paused, and then set. Let's see.
This just got very fun.
Timeout equals set timeout 2000. This will be running, or we could probably just set it to null. Var play state. This play state running. And this way, whenever you grab it, should be clear timeout. Oh, you're actually doing a play pause.
Yeah.
See, I was just gonna do when you're scrubbing, it just resets after a couple seconds. See that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep it simple.
I thought we could also do that.
Yeah, that way while you're updating it, it stays paused, and then when it sits for a while.
Oh, that's actually smart. Okay, fine.
And this could actually
cool.
be
So
shorter.
we have scrubber, you know, except so yeah, it's going to start playing like immediately when we start. Oh wait, no, it works.
Yep.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, I think we need to make that into a template so we can just use it every time.
Yeah.
Because that's
surprised how well that works.
Yeah, that's a really handy quick tip, if I do say so.
Now you could I don't know why we did this manually, because you could do this using either the Chrome or the Firefox DevTools too. they have a built-in animation scrubber for CSS animations. So
yeah, but who wants to open DevTools when you've got all these open? And man, it's great because the animation just picks right back off where you where you were scrubbing from. That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Man. That is a pro tip. All right. Is that all we have for this one? That very well might be. Yeah, we'll go ahead and move this on.
We're still here, by the way.
Okay. We'll go ahead and move this on to the section of the show called Keyflections, which the animation is still not working. Sorry about that. I'll debug that. It's a quick review of the techniques that we used to build this animation. So if you have any questions, it's a great time to chat with us, and we'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, and if you've enjoyed watching us so far, follow and subscribe here on Twitch or YouTube, or pledge at patreon.com/keyframers. Links below.
That's right. All right, so let's go back to our original animation, loading animation concept on Google Style. I'll paste that back in. Hey, thanks for following. Paste that back in the chat for y'all to enjoy. Thanks, Pedro, for making this cool little animation. So one of the things we did, this animation feels very complex, but a lot of that is just the overwhelming amount of motion. Imagine that, motion making an animation complex. So what I did is I brought it into After Effects, did some really basic image stabilization. You get, you can see that the motion is actually pretty simple as far as the boxes go. There's just a lot of individual little movements happening. So when we got into our actual animation, we started out by not doing any rotation. So I'll comment out the rotation so that we can see the initial box rotations. So with our blue, you get a slide up, and then flip over, and then slide back down. We built all of these keyframes. Do you want to explain the beats a little bit?
Yeah, so with the beats, we just try to, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and see where everything falls in. And so I added a little function so that we could just calculate the percentage on which beat we're on. And so that's between 0 and 100%. And we put those in our keyframes. That's it.
That's right. Yeah, we talked a little bit about thinking about animations in terms of just musical verbiage, I guess. So thinking about beats and the way that it flows, kind of the rhythm of the animation. So with these beats, it helped us kind of divide the animation down into a 6 count, a 6/8 count. So for the blue animation starting out, the very initial, well, I guess that doesn't quite work. The initial state of the blue is all the way up here, and then rotating over while flipping over the red, and then snapping back down on the second beat, or on the, yeah, and then sliding back up. And the red animation, super simple. Beat 1, translate over. Beat 2, translate back. The green was probably the most complex here, because there's a lot of different motions happening. It slides with the red on beat 0, so it slides over, and then well, actually it starts out, slides back over, and then
yeah, it's very physics based.
Right.
And so I feel like when the original animator made this, it's just probably used some sort of physics tool
Yeah.
to help him out with this.
Yes. And so you can see that kind of rotation as it's snapping back out, and then the follow through with that motion, and then swinging back in, and then flying back out. And the yellow one, super straightforward there. Just the rotation starting on beat 3, rotating back. So,
yeah. And then we added the bigger rotation.
Right.
And magic happened.
Right, which it's just a straightforward rotation. We're starting off basically at 45 degrees there, or negative 45 degrees there, 0.125 turn, and then
sort of straightforward
all the way around.
Remember, we added the layered animation, and that's just to give it a little pause at the beginning, because when you're trying to connect things with keyframes, like, you know, getting it to rotate to 1 and then rotate a little bit more, you get that awkward pause. So instead of that, we added a layered transition so that it rotated slightly in the other way at the same time that the original animation was playing. And so you get that cool effect.
Yes. Yeah, that's satisfying.
Actually, I'll try to, here, let me put an outline on the parent elements, show you what's going on.
An outline on the parent element. App. Yep.
Well, that did nothing. Wait, actually.
Yeah, it shows it.
Yeah, so you see how we add that little nudge there to give it a little pause? Yeah, so that's one of my secrets for some of the animations I create, is adding a little layered effect over there.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, in After Effects, they do this a lot too. It's called composing, something like that. But like where you just layer animations on top of each other and get these cool secondary effects.
Yes. Yeah, that is super cool. And then we added this small debug mode when you hover over it, so that you can see the transform origin for each. You can see how the blue box is transforming from its bottom right. The green box is transforming from its top left, and same with the yellow. And you get that nice little box. I figured this trick out with my other illustration, where you make just a box that's the same size as the parent. So if I take off the scale here, you can see it in the debug mode, just filling up the entire parent. And then
a little big.
And I set transform origin inherit, and then scale it down to 0.1. so that it's scaling from that transform origin and placing the box at a smaller size in the proper spot. So yeah, anything else to cover on this one? Oh, our little scrubber. Should we break that down?
Sure. I mean, we've done a lot on just sort of doing like reactive animations with CSS variables, but this is as simple as you could get. And sort of like the hello world of doing that. All we're doing is we're listening for the input event on the range element, and every time that changes, we're sending that value off between 0 and 1 over to CSS land. And we're doing that using CSS variables. So we have that scrub variable, and we're using negative animation delay to scrub the animation. So
that's right.
It's a fun little trick.
Yeah, you can see that happening here. Calc -1 times duration times the scrub variable. So whenever that delays, that actually shifts the start point of the animation backwards, so that you get the appearance of scrubbing through as you increase the negative delay there.
Right.
And then we also have a variable for the play state, so that whenever you click it, it pauses everything. And then after a set timeout, it'll resume. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. This was a super cool one. I'm definitely pleased with the result there compared to some of our other transform origin episodes.
Yeah, this one worked out. It was nice and boxy, and that's what CSS is good at. you know.
For sure. Yes, everything on the web is a box.
Yep.
All right. Shall we bring it to a close?
Let's bring it to a close.
Anything else you have to share today?
Well, yeah. Okay. So one of the reasons I love working with Transform Origin is I use it in a lot of pens, and so if you know my Alex's CSS Husky pen, or any of my other ones, but probably that one's the one where I made the most use of Transform Origin. That's how I was able to like connect the legs and the ears together, and also the wagging tail is just using that Transform Origin. So it's definitely an important tool to have in your tool belt.
Yes.
For CSS animations.
Yeah, so you can see Alex the CSS Husky here, link in the chat, and you can see a lot more really cool ones just like it on David's CodePen profile. Yeah, all of these are just so cool, and it's really amazing what you can accomplish with just some patience and a lot of transforming.
A lot of Transform Origin, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, you've been watching Keyframers, the animated collaborative coding live stream where we bring imaginative user interfaces to life. If you've enjoyed this episode and would like to see more from David and I, there are many ways you can find us on the web. First of all, just go to keyframe.rs. That's our hub. Not much right there right now, but that'll contain links to our Patreon, where you can support us on a monthly basis, and links to YouTube and all of that, where you can find all of our past episodes.
Yeah, and we do accept submissions for future episodes. This one was just one that we felt like doing for a couple weeks and finally got the chance to do it. So tweet at Keyframers, or message us however way you want with any animations you'd like to see made, and you can present questions and we will answer them on the air. No one asked any today because I guess Transform Origin is pretty self-explanatory.
Yep, everybody's already mastered it, so
that's good. We want to see those animations then.
Yes. Please share with us if you've made any Transform Origin animations, and be sure to also share this video and demo across your social platforms. Thank you all for joining us. Until next time, adios, amigos.
Yes.